In 1986, Charles Xavier and Eric Lenscher meet young Jean Grey at her parents' house to invite her to join their school, the X-Mansion. 10 years later in 1996, industrialist Warren Worthington discovers his son is a mutant. In the present, Worthington Labs announces an inoculation to suppress the X gene that gives mutants their abilities and offers the cure to any mutant who wants it. The cure interests some mutants such as Rogue, who cannot touch anyone without harming them, while others are wary of it. Magneto re-establishes his brotherhood of mutants with those who oppose the cure, warning it will be weaponized to exterminate the mutant race. With help from Pyro, Callista and several other mutants, Magneto attacks a mobile prison and frees Mystique, Multiple Man and Juggernaut. Mystique shields Magneto from a cure dart and loses her mutant abilities. Magneto abandons her. Scott Summers, still distraught over the loss of Jean Grey, drives to her resting location at Alkali Lake. Jean appears to Scott, but as they kiss, something seems to take over her body and Jean kills Scott. Sensing trouble, Xavier sends Logan and Storm to investigate. When they arrive, they find only telekinetically floating rocks, Scott's glasses, and an unconscious Jean. At the X-Mansion, Xavier explains that when Jean sacrificed herself to save them, she also freed the Phoenix, a dark alternate personality with godlike destructive potential which Xavier had telepathically repressed. Logan is disgusted to learn of this psychic tampering with Jean's mind, but once she awakens, he discovers that she killed Scott and is not the Jean Grey he once knew. The Phoenix emerges, knocks out Logan, and escapes to her childhood home. Learning of Jean's resurrection, Magneto and the Brotherhood arrive at the Grey home at the same time as the X-Men. Magneto and Xavier go in, and both vie for Jean's loyalty until the Phoenix resurfaces. She destroys the house and disintegrates Xavier, then leaves with Magneto. Interrogating a depowered Mystique, the FBI discovers Magneto has a base in the woods and raids it. However, the detected human heat signatures in the camp are Multiple Man and his copies. Magneto and the Brotherhood attack Alcatraz with the intention to kill a young mutant named Jimmy, whose genome is used to create the cure. They overwhelm the military troops until the remaining X-Men arrive to confront them. The X-Men are outnumbered, however they are better trained. Together, they would make their final stand. Or I guess you could say their last stand. During the fight, Kitty Pryde saves Jimmy from Juggernaut. Logan distracts Magneto for Hank McCoy, also known as Beast, to inject him with the cure, nullifying his powers. The Phoenix awakens and begins destroying anyone within range of her powers. Logan realizes that only he can stop the Phoenix due to his healing factor and adamantium skeleton. When Logan approaches her, Jean momentarily gains control and begs him to kill her. He hesitates at first, but ultimately Logan fatally stabs Jean, killing her and putting the Phoenix down. He mourns over Jean's body as the chaos comes to a quiet. Sometime later, mutant rights are finally obtained and Xavier's school is still operating with Storm as headmistress. The President of the United States appoints McCoy as ambassador to the United Nations. Rogue, having taken the cure, rekindles her relationship with Bobby. Meanwhile, Magneto sits at a chessboard in San Francisco, seemingly human and weak. As Magneto gestures toward a metal chess piece, it wobbles slightly, hinting at the possibility that the cure may not be permanent. In the end, Logan takes on his responsibility as a leader in Xavier's school, though the death of Jean will forever haunt him.